Yeah, so my name's Greg Pollock. I've been a teacher now for kind of 19 years, which feels like a really long time. And I guess the reason I went into teaching is I've just absolutely loved working with students, and particularly this kind of age group. They're sort of 16 to 18. I think there's a great development goes on at that age, which is absolutely kind of superb. And I felt like teaching a variety of different subjects like I do gives you an opportunity to kind of learn in different ways about your students and different teaching techniques as well. You're never kind of in a way finished as a teacher. You've always got to kind of keep learning, and I can honestly say best part of 2 decades that's what I've been doing. Yeah, one of the great things about Cirencester College is the diversity of our students. So our students will come in from everywhere, from different geographical kind of areas. They'll often have different experiences, and they'll often have different interests as well. So in the kind of time I've been teaching, I can honestly say no 2 classes have been the same, which has been brilliant. I teach a variety of subjects at the college, so it always keeps you kind of like motivated to do what you do. And I think it's really nice that they'll often be teaching you things as well. So often they'll be letting you know what the kind of current trends are, of current fads, so it helps keep me young at the same time. Really important question. So the upgrade course is a 1-year course where essentially they'll do a level 1 a GCSE in essentially employment skills alongside GCSEs in maths and English. And the level 1 employment skills section is all about learning different projects. So there isn't a kind of examination at the end. It's continually assessed, which is really, really important. And to be honest, a bit more like a kind of job. So they'll do topics like developing self-confidence, effective communication, working in a team, healthy living, and we'll have people coming in to talk to them about those issues, but also they'll be able to kind of explore and relate to themselves. So everything they do will have a kind of purpose for it. So you'll have 1 day off a kind of week as part of that, and you'll have on average sort of 2 or 3 lessons a day as well. So lots and lots of variety on it, and on average you'll have about 4 teachers as well. Oh, great question. It's really interactive. An upgrade lesson isn't about a teacher just bombarding you with information. It's getting you to discuss. It's getting you to work in pairs or in small kind of groups. So lots of different learning. Often it'll be research. We like to get our students out and about. So it might be working in our computer rooms. It might be working on a design project. So I think variety is the key. And I think what's nice about that is we all learn in different ways. And I think as teachers in our lessons in upgrade, that's what we're trying to do all the time. So even in the kind of English and maths, it'll be often trying to come at things in different angles. So maybe of a way you haven't done it at school, but something kind of different to really stimulate your interest. And the key thing is if you're motivated, you'll always find something which is cool about it. Absolutely, it's something we've been really, really keen to build on. So even this kind of half term, we've actually had a personal safety workshop. We've had someone kind of come in to talk about all issues relating to personal safety. In a lesson this week, we had our local councillor, Joe Harris, come in to do a talk about effective communication. And we're always looking to kind of do trips as well. So we've been invited to the local council already. And we're even thinking of looking to perhaps go to a panic room to see about problem solving. So anything we can make relevant, we will. Last year, our students went for a kind of day trip around Stroud, but looking at things like kind of graffiti as part of their kind of English course. So again, about being kind of proactive, doing different things. Learning doesn't have to just take place in a classroom, and what I really enjoy as a teacher, and I hope students enjoy, is different settings brings out different aspects in our students, and I think it's really important to get that variety, particularly on like a Monday morning at 9 o'clock. Absolutely, and it's probably one of the things we're most proud of as a kind of team is that half of our students might well progress on to things like level 2 courses. So already some of our students from last year, I think 3 of them at the moment, maybe even 4, are actually working on our level 2 digital transition program. But the others will be going on to employment opportunities or apprenticeships. So we have a 100% progression rate from our course of either going into employment or going into some sort of course of study. And one of the nicest things about this job is when you run into some of those students, as I have this year, who said, "Oh, Greg, I'm doing my digital course, I'm doing this," and you see that growth and development. So one of our former upgrade students, I think now is on like a level 3 T-level course. So we will guide you different paths. There is no such thing as one path for everyone. I think the key thing we do is help them develop that self-confidence, that after a year they feel like they know where they want to go, if that is employability route or is continuing education as well. I think everything we do, either directly or kind of indirectly on it. This last couple of weeks we've been talking about things like employability skills, so what you're doing in an interview. And some of our students will already have a job, so it's great for them to talk about their experiences, but others will have never had that kind of opportunity. So how do you present yourself? How would you deal with different questions? And one of our teachers, Gemma, talks an awful lot about how do you write a kind of an effective email. So it's all about communication, to kind of put yourself in that best position and to be reflective on that. at 16 to 18, it can be quite difficult to know when you haven't had a lot of experience, or what's the employer kind of looking for. But just as importantly, it's about developing the confidence to put yourself forward, to talk about what your strengths are. We often don't like to think about what we're good at. And when you say to someone, well, give us an example, it's like, well, I can't do that. And I think what Upgrade's brilliant about is going, you have got the confidence. And if you think about what you do in the course, you've demonstrated those skills. So it's something really tangible the students can talk about, be it working in a team, putting together a presentation, all of those things. So employability is built into every bit of it. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm part of the Upgrade team, and as part of my City and Guilds side of the course, we'll have Gemma as well. So we'll often be in lessons together, and then you have Steve, who teaches on the maths side, and Rich, who teaches on the English side. And I think one of the nicest things, we're a really, really close-knit team. And I think students appreciate we're there together. And I think that kind of collaborative approach has been really, really effective as well. We're passionate about this kind of course, and I think students kind of get that as well. And after kind of coming in, because coming to college can be quite nerve-wracking, we quickly realise we're on their side. If they want to work hard and do well, we'll really support them to do that.